Good morning, everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody to the ribbon cutting of the new DPW facility. This is a tremendous day for all of us. Since the city's DPW and water department has been working without a facility for many years. I can't really say that the old facility was a usable building, so we've kind of been displaced for quite a few years. But with this new facility, I assure you the DPW and the water department will be running on all cylinders. I'd like to introduce elected officials first. Acting Mayor Patrick Keefe. Representative Jessica Giannino. Representative Jeff Turco. City Councilors Dan Rizzo, Jerry Visconti, Anthony Zambuto, Aaron Nowoselski, Anthony Colangero, and Anthony Correggio. Mark Silvestri, I'm sorry, I apologize. I'd also like to make a quick mention of some people that were involved with this project from day one. Those people were our OPM, Hill International. Members of Hill International that are here are Peter, Vivian, Mohammed, Bob, John, and Julie LeDuc, who's a former member of Hill International. I'd also like to mention a member of Hill International that unfortunately is no longer with us. His name was Simon Tempest. He was involved with the project at the very beginning and unfortunately had passed during the design phase of the building. I'd like to mention him because Simon was instrumental in really kind of starting this project off. And Simon was certainly missed during the project. Just needed to feel like he should be mentioned. Along members of the architectural team, which is Lero, Peter and Bill, Helen Carr, which is Greg Yanchenko, and members of the DPW, Paul Argenzio, Joe Lake, Chris Charamella, and Nick Rystrom. So I'm going to hand this off to Acting Mayor Keefe so that he can have some words. So here we go. So, Acting Mayor.
Thank you, Donnie. Thank you very much. Donnie's been a stalwart down here, championing for success in our DPW and our public works. So thank you so much for your time. And I know that getting up on the podium isn't easy for you, but you've really been a champion. And thank you. Thank you to your entire team. In 1984. The DPW moved down here onto Charger Street from Broadway. It was an abandoned telephone company building, and they moved in. That building was private property, and the city had good foresight to move down here and take over property and make it for future public use, which almost 50 years later, 45 years later, we are now seeing the fruition of what is to come. The building in 1984 serviced the community for about 35 years. And that's typical lifespan for a building. You put investment in, and you get what you can out of it. This building here today started in 2012 by a council motion from Aaron Nowoselski. Thank you, Ira. In 2019, the trails were provided, and the city broke ground in 2022. Today, we get to unveil this beautiful facility that has come from all of your hard work, from all of you, from our OPM taking care of business and making sure that we make a public investment for the next 50 years. People in the city are going to see the results of this building for 50 years, and we can finally say this is a place where people can work. People can work with dignity. No longer do they need tarps to hang over their heads and protect computer equipment. No longer does equipment need to sit outside. Multi-millions of dollars worth of investment sitting outside to just deteriorate. We have an unbelievable hangar. This building is going to service the needs of our entire community for years to come. And these are the types of investments we're going to continue to make in our community. We know it takes a lot. We know that this is an expensive project. But in 1984, the community made an investment. And in 2022, we're making another investment. And in 2024, we're going to open the doors to this unbelievable facility. And we want to welcome everyone. We want to thank our employees for dealing with what they've had to over the last years. And know that your work doesn't go unnoticed. And you can come to work and you can appreciate where you are. And we know that you're going to give it right back to our residents. So thank you so much. At this point, I want to invite my former colleague and State Representative Jessica Genula for a few words.
Thank you, Patrick. Good morning, everyone. It's an honor to be here with you today. You know, as Patrick was mentioning some of the years that have went by since we started this project, just for some context, I started on the City Council in 2012, so it's been quite a long time coming. I'd also be remiss if I didn't acknowledge some of our people that fought for this at the state level. I see some gentlemen from Local 22 here, Mr. Pini and Mr. Semino in the back, so thank you both for being here with the City of Revere today. We appreciate it. I remember, I wasn't here in the 80s when we moved down here, but I can remember coming down here with my dad when I was a little girl and visiting friends and family that worked at the DPW. And you know, the building served a purpose for a very long time, but I think we saw in 2012 that we were in desperate need of repair. There were tarps covering computers, there was buildings that didn't meet the needs of the equipment that we had, and a facility that didn't serve the people that work in it, the people that serve our community most. And, you know, it's ironic that we're here today on their property because they're the ones behind the scenes that set up events like this. They set up the ribbon cuttings, they set up the park dedications. They're the ones behind the scenes making sure that everything operates as smooth as it does in the city of Revere. So we'd be remiss if we didn't take a moment to acknowledge the people that this means the most for, the men and women of the DPW. Thank you, guys. So I'm excited to see what this facility brings. I think it's a facility that they can grow into. I think it's a facility that'll meet the needs, hopefully, for the next 30 years. And I think that we're really excited to have these resources because this impacts the entire city of Revere. On that note, I have the honor of introducing our next speaker, my partner in state government, Representative Jeff Turco.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to say a few words. First of all, to the DPW guys, congratulations for this new facility. I look forward to seeing the work that you guys do for decades to come for the city of Revere. Some of you were retired before then, but some of you younger guys for the decades to come as you do magical work for the city to make sure that the underground of our city and the streets of our city remain functioning for everyone. I want to congratulate the Revere City Council. You know, when you build buildings, you know, when you build schools and you build police stations and fire stations, you know, everybody sees them, they're glamorous, they're beautiful, kids go to them, you know, our public safety folks use them. And DPW buildings are not the easiest thing to prioritize funding for, but your Revere City Council made the decision to prioritize funding so that you would have a building that would represent the first-class workers that we have with the first-class building. So I think the Revere City Council deserves yeoman's work and yeoman's credit for the job that you did in prioritizing the funding to make this building possible. So thank you very much. You know, we talk about DPW workers, and you know, we see them. You know, it's nice and easy when they're out there, you know, cutting back weeds and shrubbery and grass. But I think of them at 3 o'clock in the morning when the weather's crappy and everything's frozen over. We're shivering in our homes and a water main breaks, and these guys are out there busting their butt in the freezing cold in ditches, digging trenches, and making sure that we can hit the button, to flush our toilet or turn on the spigot to get water running in our house. And it really is an amazing feat of what they do every day. When you think of a city our size, you think of the explosion of population over the last 10 years, how these guys, under the leadership of Paul Argenzio, Paul, you do amazing work, and thank you for your leadership. So I don't want to prolong it. Congratulations. I look forward to the ribbon cutting, and look forward to seeing many years of good work out of the people that make up this great department. Thank you very much. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. I'm probably the last person to talk about this project because I was involved towards the more than 50% of construction. However, this project is one of the successful projects, and I'm glad that I was involved in it. And with 3.65% owner's contingency, I think it's an amazing running to this project, and it's remarkable. And we're gonna teach this to if you believe it or not, in the schools of construction management, that we run a project with literally less than 4% of owner's contingency, and here we are, successful project. So thank you, everyone.
Very proud of that. So if everyone wants to come on up, we're going to do the ribbon cutting, and this is going to be the opening to the future of our city's DPW. We want to have all of our DPW members right up front.
To our people and an investment to our community. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3.